What is education like for children in Japan? I experienced the system firsthand when my son started elementary school, and that's when I discovered just how different it is from where I grew up in Singapore. Today, I want to share some of the things that really surprised me. From busy mornings to summer holiday homework that isn't really the kids' homework at all. Of course, these things might not apply to every school in Japan, but they certainly did where I live. When my son started elementary school, I noticed how incredibly busy Japanese children's mornings were. Even before setting foot in the classroom, many kids had a full checklist. 30 minutes of piano practice, kanji writing drills, reading aloud from their textbooks called ondoku, and something I had never seen before, hyakumasu keisan, or the 100-cell calculation. And here's the surprising part. This wasn't homework assigned by teachers. This was organized entirely by the mothers. So what is hyakumasu keisan, the 100-cell calculation? It was my first time seeing this method, and I was fascinated. Imagine a grid, 10 rows by 10 columns, with numbers along the top and down the side. Where each row and column meet, you fill in the answer to a simple addition, subtraction, or multiplication problem. The challenge: to complete all 100 problems as quickly and accurately as possible. Some mothers would even create new sheets every day, changing the numbers to keep it challenging. The goal wasn't just to get the right answers, but to train speed, accuracy, and concentration. This really reflects a Japanese value, Kaizen, or continuous improvement, even in small daily habits. In Japan, repetition and discipline are considered just as important as the result. And here's something else. In Japanese schools, calculators are almost never used in maths lessons. In Singapore, we were already allowed calculators from a certain grade, so I couldn't help wondering why Japan was so strict about this. My guess: they believe mental calculation builds a stronger foundation and trains the brain in a way machines can't. Now, as for my son, things didn't quite go as expected. I tried enrolling him in piano lessons, but he insisted on playing in his own style instead of following the teacher's instructions. Eventually, he was told to quit. I also make 100-cell calculation sheets for him, but he just wouldn't take them seriously. The only thing he actually enjoyed was ondoku, reading aloud. This practice was fascinating to me. Students would read stories from their textbook every day until they could recite them by heart. I still remember one of them, Suho no shiroi uma, Suho's white horse. At first I thought, how can a child possibly memorize a whole story? But to my surprise, my son could, and so could most of his classmates. In Japan, ondoku isn't just about reading. It trains pronunciation, rhythm, comprehension, focus, and confidence in speaking in front of others. It's a simple method, but incredibly effective. Another shock for me was that there were no formal examinations in elementary school, even in the higher grades. There were small tests, but there was no intense pressure to get top scores, And failing didn't mean repeating the year. This was so different from Singapore, where academic performance is heavily emphasized from a young age. In Japan, the goal in elementary school is not just knowledge, but to nurture independence, teamwork, life skills, and a sense of moral and social responsibility. And then came my biggest shock of all, summer holidays. In Singapore, holidays meant no school and plenty of free time. But here, while kids didn't go to school, they were given a mountain of homework. This often became the parents' homework too. My son's assignments included a book review and a summer project. As a foreign mother, this was honestly a nightmare. The projects were time-consuming, and sometimes I simply didn't know the Japanese way to do them. Japanese mothers, however, approach these projects with incredible dedication. I remember one mother-daughter project that amazed me. The mother made a life-size doll matching her daughter's birth weight and height, and kept a detailed record of her growth over the years. The final display was so beautiful it won a prize and was exhibited at school. I understand now that in Japan, even homework can be a way for parents and children to bond. But I have to admit, I personally dreaded summer holidays. All I wanted was a real break. These experiences showed me just how different education in Japan is compared to Singapore. Less pressure on grades, but more focus on daily discipline, practical skills, and parent-child involvement. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.